Hello, boys and girls. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the elusive bishop and knight checkmate. At the end, I'm going to show you a speed run that I did earlier today of the bishop and knight mate challenge. It wasn't my best time, but it was a good time. I will have timestamps, so if you just want to skip across to that, go for it. I'll see you there. In the meanwhile, I'm going to show you guys what you're looking for checkmate. So if we take a look at the position here, any bishop and knight checkmate has to happen in the same corner as the color of your bishop. So if we're looking at a dark squared bishop, we're looking at these two corners, right? If you're in a light square, if you're chasing your light square, your king around to a light squared corner, you're never going to land the checkmate. You have to try and scooch him out from that corner. But in this position, it's quite simple. If you are doing the challenge yourself, challenge one is quite simple. We're just going to hit him with a check. The mating pattern always starts with a knight check, and then immediately followed by a bishop checkmate. Alright, let's move on to challenge 2. This one is quite easy. What you have to note about these ones is that there's a stop. So if you just start coming in now, if you just did this right now, it would just be a stalemate. It's just a stalemate. So what you have to do is you have to bring your bishop in. It doesn't really matter where you bring it into, as long as it's on the diagonal. And now we hit him with the check. Goes there. And we want our knight in the corner against the board here, providing a check. So we've given him the knight check, and then we get checkmate. Beautiful. Moving on to position 3. Right, so things are starting to become a little bit more complex. What we now have to do is chase the king out of this square and into one of these two squares. The easiest thing that I can recommend doing is just cutting him off. So currently he's cut off here, so he's going this way. The next thing you're going to need to know is that you want your knight sitting between your king and the edge of the board. So we either need to get our knight over here, which would be something like this, or what we can do is just sort of bring the bishop here and cut him off on this file here, and already our knight is ready to go in between our king and the edge of the board. From this position, we want to kind of close the door off for our king, so the king can't continue coming back towards the light squares here. And then you need to learn what's called the W maneuver. So generally it's this kind of thing with the knight. So we're going to come out here, he's going to go there, we're just going to keep chasing with the king. Now, in this position, it kind of looks like our king is getting away. The second we see our king trying to escape, coming towards the center of the board, sort of like going to be getting out. No problem. We're going to put our knight here, cutting off these two squares. Alright, I'm a little bleak that he did this because there's generally quite a nice little checkmate pattern that we can do here. I'm just going to come here, give him this check. He has to go back and come back here. Now, in this position, this is actually quite an instructive moment. It should look very familiar to this exact position. So here we've got king, knight, king, and we've got the bishop closing the door behind the king and forcing him out this way. So we know that when the king comes out this way, we want to start our W maneuver. But what we just went and did, he came back, and look at that. We're in exactly the same position, except we're just two squares down, right? So we're edging our king ever closer. We've closed him off here again. He's moved out this way. Again, we just want to go this way. If he comes back this way, the door is already shut here. This is actually the easier option. We just need to reel him back in with a check. Again, these three squares are blocked off by the king. He's only got one square to go to. We come here. We're maintaining opposition with our king. No problem. Here we want to, again, just shut the door off. He comes out this way, no problem. Now, the easiest way to do it is we want to get opposition again. He comes out here. Don't worry. The knight's already covering that square, so we just need to cover up this one and take this one away from him. Very easy. We bring our bishop in. He comes back here into opposition. Now, it's just a straightforward checkmate again from position 1 effectively. We can come here. We can almost pre-move what's going on here, except in this position, interestingly, if we come here again, we'd be blocking off this and this. The king's blocking off these two. That would be a stalemate, so we need to stutter step again. He comes back here. We hit him with the check, knight check, and then all that's left to do is checkmate. So that's how you edge a king over from that side to that side. Feel free to take a look. It's just it's mostly that W maneuver. I think we went over everything there actually, fortunately. And then the last sort of thing, this is sort of like a worst case scenario. All of your pieces are as far away as possible. The king is in the middle of the board, nowhere near being checkmated. I'm just going to start bringing my king on the opposite color from my bishop. towards the king until I can't anymore. And then I'm going to start using my pieces. What you want to actually know here, I'm just going to come up a little bit more just so that it's nice and easy. If we take a look in this position, our bishop, if we sort of draw a line through our knight into our bishop, we can see that all of these squares here are kind of cut off. So ideally we actually want the king on the outside here. So if I just bring this here, okay, our king is being very helpful now. Okay, alright, so if we take a look in this position here, we draw a line through the knight into the bishop, and here we can see that the knight is covering off these two squares, and this one, and this one. The bishop is covering off these three squares. So we have all of these squares surrounded that the king can't go to. And that just makes things very easy for us. Now we just want to continuously sort of go in the direction of our arrow, really. King is going to be behaving in this way, that's fine. Let's see where he wants to go. I'm just going to keep chasing him around, see what happens here. But I think you've got the general gist. It's going to be very elusive. Our elusive king. Okay. I need to move away now, so I'm going to give him this square here. Cool. We want to make sure that he's still got this square to go to. And actually now, here we start again at our position where we've taken away this corner from our king. He's just moved away in this direction, and we want to start our W maneuver again. So I'm just going to sort this out one more time just so you guys can see. Again, we're chasing after the king. He comes out, no problem. We're going to put our we're going to put our knight next to the king. And again, we want to start cutting everything off here. So if we take a look at what the knight's cutting off, he's cutting off this and this, and the bishop's cutting this off. You can pretty much just pre-move this and this. Being an elusive knight. Okay, we've got opposition again. We want to start cutting off our root again. We cut this off here for the back. It's very clear I've made a blunder somewhere because we're not going to make this checkmate in 7 moves. But we want to cut the door off. Again, he comes back here, we give him the check. Follow him along. 3 moves to give him the checkmate, and I don't think we've got it, unfortunately. But that's the general gist of things. Hopefully, guys, you can make it better than me. I'm just going to play this off until stalemate. Yeah. Here, and it's unfortunately stalemate by the 50 move rule. I definitely made a mistake somewhere along the lines, but hopefully you understand the general principle of getting your bishop and knight together and then chasing the king towards the light squares. Yeah, please enjoy my speedrun. Get out of here, man.